What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to break down 3 of TYREEK Hill's most creative routes that he's ran. So we're going to be talking about how you guys can run this like end zone comeback using a peek back method. We're going to be talking about a 6-step release that TYREEK Hill uses off the line of scrimmage, and then how he gets separation on like a deep over route. So I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope it teaches you a few things about route running if you're on the smaller or quicker side of things, how you guys can use that to your advantage and create more space. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and maybe you want to improve your speed, you want to improve your strength, your explosiveness, your balance, check out that very first link in the description below, fellas, for our wide receiver gym bundle. What that is, it's an 8-week daily wide receiver gym workout schedule. Give you all the specific wide receiver specific gym exercises with sets, reps, and an example of each exercise all broken down for you. So check out that very first link below, fellas, if you want a summer wide receiver gym workout plan. Let's get started. So first rider is going to be this goal line comeback, right? So I think TYREEK Hill, obviously, the thing that everybody loves to say about him is that, oh, he's so fast, that's the only reason why he gets open, right? But I think there's a lot more technical aspects that people don't give him enough credit for that he does that leads to some separation from him. Because again, at the end of the day, this guy's a fast player. TYREEK Hill probably runs like a 4.2 40-yard dash, and then the DB probably runs a 4.4. That's not a huge difference, right? But not to mention the fact that you're having to change direction, you're having to make cuts, so everybody's fast to the next level. You have to bring other attributes, especially when you get into a tight situation like the goal line. So let's play this thing full speed. So he attacks his DB's leverage off the line, uses this peek back move to get the DB to think fade, and then he does a great job accelerating out and having late hands on the catch. So anytime that you guys have this inside shade coverage, what the tempting thing for a lot of faster wide receivers is to just take off and run, right? Okay, I'm faster than this guy. I'm just going to take off to the outside and just go try to run around him. But this DB, what he is taught when he's inside shade is do not give up the inside. Obviously, he does not want you to run here. So he's going to use this sideline as his help. So if you just take off and run, that's exactly where this DB wants you to go. He's going to get hands on you, and he will squeeze you all the way to that sideline. So when you run this comeback, you don't have any space to get out of it. So what Hill does a great job of is attacking the leverage of the DB, right? We want to threaten him to the inside. I want to shoot this hip and shoulder fake. Maybe he could have closed the distance a little bit more, but ultimately forcing this DB to stay honest to the inside will get you more separation back out because you have more space to operate. So when he pushes back up vertical, this is something that we call a peek back move. This is just a way to sell the fade, right? Now, again, maybe this DB could be a little bit smarter. Maybe TYREEK Hill is probably not the best, like goal line fade type of wide receiver, but I guarantee you there have been times, and you've seen it, where Patrick Mahomes just catch that ball and just put the ball at the back pylon and trust that Hill's going to go chase it down and get it. And Mahomes doesn't even have to hold that ball for a second. He just literally catch it, put it up there, and Hill will go run it down. So you're always going to be a vertical threat off the line when you're a shorter, faster wide receiver. That's just plain and simple how it is. You got some speed, you're always a vertical threat. That DB is always worried about you taking it over the top and running past him because he doesn't want to look foolish. So on your routes, that is something that you heavily have to emphasize. And Hill does this. We're going to talk a lot about this throughout the course of this video. So now this eye movement right here, this peek back, is just another way to do it. DB's eyes shouldn't be on your eyes anyways, but that peek is just kind of a way to sell with that body language that you might be getting that fade. And then the hip drop right here is what will get you out of the route. Now, one thing that you see Hill do is that he has got a lot of speed out of the break. So what a lot of wide receivers will do at this break point, they'll peek back, they'll do everything right, but at the break point, they do something called beating the drum. And what that is when you chatter your feet and chatter your hands. You just do all this unnecessary movement. And all that does is give the DB time to react. What Hill shows right here is how he keeps his arms natural. His hands don't go dead. They don't stop moving, but he doesn't have excessive movement from his hands which wastes time. He just is able to drop into this break with his hips, keeps his arm nice and natural so he could accelerate out and go run and win the race back to the ball. Like there is a finish line and it's a race between you and the DB to see who goes through that finish line first, which is AKA the ball. That is a textbook comeback on the goal line there from Hill, giving himself space by attacking leverage, selling the fade with those eyes, and then accelerating out of the break to run back to that ball. Top to bottom, a great route right there. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Then we'll talk about a great press release that you see TYREEK Hill use and create separation on a fade route. So now he's going to be running this fade route. So he's this like highlighted receiver right here. So we got inside shade coverage again. Now this is actually a fade route. So if you're a guy who's faster, like you're on the faster side of things, and you're faster than the DB, you're quicker than the DB, but maybe you still don't get a lot of separation. All you really need is like a step or two, to be honest with you. And understanding how to use press releases is one of the best things that you guys can do to create that separation. So Hill's got inside leverage, and he's running this fade. I'm going to play at full speed. So he does like a 6-step release. This is not necessarily a release that I would say like, hey, you have to learn this release. It's more of like the concept of the release, right? So he takes literally 6 steps. You see how he goes here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he throws that head fake on the last one to the inside. Now, honestly, fellas, like 6 steps you don't have to take. You could take 2 steps. You could take 4 steps. You could do like a 1, 2. You could do a 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe this 6 step if time allows. Now, the whole reason he's doing this is just to threaten that DB's leverage because he knows as a fast guy, all you need is open space. One of the main things about press releases that a lot of faster guys don't understand is it's about spacing and timing. So obviously, because you're fast, you're going to be able to keep timing with the quarterback. Plain and simple, probably going to be easier than it would be for a slow wide receiver. You have a little bit more leeway when it comes to movement off the line. But spacing is where shorter, faster guys usually falter. Because they'll come up to the line, they'll see this type of coverage. You see how He's lined up a little bit further inside of the top of the numbers. Mahomes would obviously like to fade him out. Use all this space that we have to the outside. Now, when you have inside shade, a lot of wide receivers are just tempted, I'm just going to take off and run. And you see it time and time again. Guys panic, guys get anxious, and they just go run the route. And again, we know this from the comeback that we just talked about. That DB wants you to go there. He doesn't have help to the inside, so he wants to force you to his help, which is the sideline. So if Hill was just to take off and run here, this DB could get hands, squeeze him to that sideline. Even if Hill has him by a step or two, Mahomes still has to put that thing on a dime. And when you shorten the field for a QB, that is extremely, extremely a tough throw on him. Now, Mahomes could probably make the throw, but I'm just saying, if you're in the high school level and you maybe don't have the most talented quarterback, you want to give him as much space as possible to throw you open. So that's what Hill does. He threatens his leverage, forces that DB to stay honest to the inside, doesn't want to give up the slant route, and that creates that separation for him and gets a step on him right here. That is a textbook release right there. That's a great job by Hill. Also having late hands. And what I mean by late hands is he doesn't show those hands super early. He doesn't raise them up and let this DB know when the ball is coming. He's late with the hands and catches that thing inside that frame so that DB has no time to play those hands and react when he's trailing your back hit. Textbook, top to bottom, another great route there, another great release concept. Don't have to do the 6-step release, can definitely do it, but I recommend maybe like a 2-step or a 4-step to keep things simple. Let's play it again, full speed one more time. Great job by Hill threatening inside and giving himself that space for Mahomes to throw him open. So now, last route, Hill's out of the slot right here. I mainly just want to talk about his change of direction. I think he doesn't get enough credit for the ability that he has when it comes to changing direction. I really don't. I think a lot of people treat him as just like a straightaway wide receiver. He can only run one route on the route tree, and that's a fade or maybe a double move. But there are a lot of times where he's able to put the brakes on a dime while running full speed into a break. And with his kind of speed, that is very, very tough. So let's play this thing full speed. So Hill's running right over the middle, and he just pretty much puts the brakes on, stops in the end zone, is able to make this play. So let's talk about it, right? Again, on his routes, even in open space, on the goal line, it's obviously, it's easier to do things to self-fade. You could peek back, you could maybe do a little bit of a head fake, whatever it might be. But when you're in open space, the things that come down to you selling fade are going to be your speed and your body language. So when he's running up into this route, I want you to see that there is no change of his stride length. There is no change of his speed. Everything is the exact same. I should be able to take a picture of you coming off the line and a picture of you at the top of the break, and your pad level should look the exact same. That's how you guys want to treat routes. Like, obviously, when you come off the line, you're trying to be explosive, and then you obviously stand up throughout the stem. But you shouldn't be changing pad level. That's what I'm trying to say. You shouldn't be raising up before the break, because trust me, fellas, a DB is looking for any little detail that will give your routes away. And, we talk, like, the title of the video is a creative route running. Again, fellas, like, to be a creative route runner, it's not that complicated. You don't have to do all the fancy things. You just have to do certain things very, very well, like a guy like TYREEK does, or Devontae Adams, or Jerry Jeudy. Like, they're not doing complicated stuff. It's simple. They keep it simple, but they are very, very good at the simple stuff. So you see Hill, these are day one details. Full stride into a break, good pad level into a break, same speed, and the hip drop that he does, bringing his chin to his knee, dropping his butt down. That allows him to decelerate accelerate when running full speed. That like quick, sudden drop of the hips where it's like a string pull, that allows you to change direction when running full speed. Fellas, if you can master that, you'll be a good route runner. I'm telling you that right now. If you can master running full speed into a break and having that quick change of direction, that quick, violent, sudden drop of your hips, and you're able to get out of routes, you're going to get a ton of separation because DBs don't have the time to react to that when you're running full speed. This is a textbook router from Hill. Great example of how you guys should sell vertical on a route and how you guys can change direction on a route to get out in the least amount of time possible. Great job selling fade, no change in speed, no change in stride, and no change in pad level. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you'd like a 8-week wide receiver gym workout schedule, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on that. I'll see you guys next time.